For what the corporates will do this year. Now, over the weekend, our in-house sports group, Nation Sports Association, led by our leader, Pastor David, they were in France for an European sports tournament. And that was amazing because they're just looking at how they can also build that structure here in the UK. So yeah, I think that deserves a round of applause again. And that's all from me for the announcement. Sit tight and enjoy the rest of the service.
Originate, we got to originate. All right, mate. Stop gassing, mate. What the people then blasting? Lord of mercy, the everlasting. Watch them and tell them all right. Watch this. Nanini boys, no, 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 no. Nanini boys, no, 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 no. Nanini boys, no, 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 no. Who ya hit? Who ya hit? No, 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 no. Bad boys in a London.
We almost good map people here at the rolling event, the summer event. Like the event sponsored by Red Bull, got around 200 people here.
Watch out. You never know the gangster, me say them in a jungle. You never know the article, me say them in a jungle. You never know shy effects, man, big in a jungle. You never know you Apache, rule the jungle. Who tell everybody, watch it out, man? Me a the nutter, original man.
Hello, hello, hello. ENG are in the building tonight. Hi, welcome, 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 welcome. And I am here to introduce the hot seat to you all. So if you don't know what the hot seat is, it's basically where we get to learn about new people that have come to service today, or people that we haven't seen for a long time that have come to service today. You know, I'm seeing a lot of faces. I wouldn't say I'm surprised to see. I'm happy to see them, but they are, just know you're definitely coming to sit down here and you're going to talk. And yeah, you said it. This first person, you know, I try to make it as entertaining as possible, so I always have an introduction for them. So this first person, we all know him, but we never see him. And I say that because he does a lot of stuff. We know that he's doing everything to a nation standard, but we just don't see that happening. So I think it's only right that we grab him a seat and he just explains a bit about what he does and basically just who he is as a person, so we get to know. So without further ado, can you please give me a round of applause for Khalifa? And we're gonna keep on clapping, gonna keep on cheering until he gets up here. It's not voluntary. It's not voluntary. So we need to see you here. Khalifa, please take your seat. Yes, yes, yes. Another round of applause for him, please. Yeah. So, even though you don't need to introduce yourself, but it would be nice to you. Please tell us your name, your age, what you do, and just a bit more about yourself, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Khalifa. And I'm 20 years of age.
Speak into the mic. You know, it might help. Speak into the mic.
Yeah.
One thing I must say about Khalifa, he's not shy, everyone. Like, he's actually a very outgoing person. But it's only when you tell him to do something that he starts bringing this whole shy act. So it's fine. We have time for you. It's okay. You know, it's not like Pastor Farah has a word that he wants to give to us tonight. You know, well, take your time. It's okay. Please. Would it help if I ask you some questions and you just answer back to me? Okay, cool. So what do you do with yourself?
I go uni,
Okay, and what are you studying in uni?
software engineering.
Software engineering. Okay, fair enough. Impressive. You know. I assume you're in second year, right?
Yeah, second year.
What would you say, like, the differences or, like, things that you didn't know in the first year that you wish you knew when you joined second year? Like, some things that stand out to you.
Wish I knew how to do coding.
Sure, it would have made your life easier. What else, like, apart in terms of uni and just uni life in general, is there anything you wish you knew before going into uni that you know in second year now?
Time management.
In what way?
Sometimes I leave my work to the last minute.
And what would you say, is anything distracting you from that? Or is it just something that you just normally do? I got questions for days. I can talk a lot, you know. You have to match this energy.
Nah, not really. Just don't feel like doing it at the moment. I just leave it to the last minute.
Fair enough. Someone also told me that you're into football, is that right?
Yeah,
Do you play it, or is it just something you watch?
both.
Oh, you do both. So what team do you, like, play for?
Play for my uni team.
Okay. Let's not boo him. Like, I'm sure you're doing well. I'm sure the team's doing well, right? Kind of. Like, in terms of, like, the league, I'm sure there's a table and everything. Where would you say you guys are at right now? You're fourth. Not bad. Round of applause for that. He's fourth. Top 5. You know, when you say things like that, you have to put a bit more emphasis into it. You know what I mean? So you're not fourth, but you're top 5 out of all the unis in London. Am I right? Is it?
Yeah.
Aha. Round of applause for that. Thank you very much. And one last thing before I go. I'll say, obviously, like I said before, you're here when you're not here. So why are you here today?
I'm here because somebody decided to invite me.
Okay. And what made you say yes to the invite and say, yes, I'll come?
Because I haven't been here for time, so I want to see everyone.
Want to see everyone. A round of applause for him. That's Khalifa, everyone. Round of applause for Khalifa. Thank you. Sorry, we'll speak more. That was Khalifa, everyone. There's one more person I want to bring. They don't know that I'm going to bring them on. And the reason why I bring them on is, one, I've seen them, but I haven't actually got to know them. So I thought this would be a great time to. You're going to have to remind me of your name as well, because I'm very bad with names. But this young gentleman next to Reese, what's your name, please? Frank. Let's bring Frank to the front, everyone. Round of applause. Hello, Mr. Frank.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
You?
I'm good. See, Khalif, take notes, yeah? This is the energy I want. This is what I like.
Yeah.
So, Frank, tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 18. I do YouTube. I work full-time job, and I just enjoy making videos.
Fair enough. Round of applause for that, please. Thank you. So you're a YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
How many subscribers are we talking, right?
295.
Fairs. Hurrah! Some people can't even make to 50. Even me, I'm trying to grow my TikTok page, you know.
Yeah.
You might want to follow me.
Consistency is key.
Exactly, you know. So what kind of content are we talking?
I just make vlogs, and literally when I'm at work, like my mind goes everywhere. If I have an idea, I quickly go to the toilet quick, write on my phone, and then I vision how I'm gonna edit it pretty much, and then I get to work pretty much on the weekends.
Fair enough. And like, what made you want to start this YouTube?
I've been on and off of it as like a kid, 14. I used to do wheelies and stuff. And I used to like record with my friends and do that, and I used to like get clips of me doing tricks on it. So I got my editing from there, and I've always had a passion for it. So I
Fair
thought
enough.
I'd go and do it.
Fair enough. And I got 2 more questions for you. Number 1, who brought you here today?
Reese.
Okay. And that's true.
One
Round of
more.
applause for Reese. Reese is doing this thing, you know, guys. Like, you know, you've seen him a couple of times on ENG, and it's true because like he's actually inviting people. He is doing this thing in the roller skating industry, and Reese, like, you are a big inspiration out here. I hope you do know that. So what like made you say yes to his invite? Like, what did he say to you, or what did you see when you first came here that said, okay, I'm definitely coming here again?
Pretty much, I've known him from a friend, and he like said he can see what I want, and he just said I need the right people around me, and like ENG's the place you need to be. Pretty much.
That's a great way of saying it. You know, I agree. I do agree. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really wish I had more time, but Dory, we are talking
Yeah, we'll
after this.
catch up, yeah?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Round of applause for Frank, everyone. Well, that's come to the end to the hot seat. Don't worry, you will be seeing me again. Maybe not tonight, but definitely in the future. And if you want to get to know me, you can see me after service as well. My name has been Evangelist Courtney. Thank you for listening. I'll move on to the next segment. Thank you.
Stop watching, my neck is flossy. Make big deposits, my gloss is popping. You like my hair? Gee, thanks, just bought it. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. Yeah, I want it, I got it. 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 Yeah, you like
Thank you so much for coming today, ladies. I hope I see you guys tomorrow for Cool Crusher.
Intense. So are you coming back?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it was so fun. I wish it went on for longer.
What was your favourite part about it?
I loved the instructor. She was just so enthusiastic. Yeah. It's great, yeah.
My name's Beverly. I'm 27 years old and I'm the founder of Strong Girl. Be sure to follow us on all socials and stay tuned for what else we have planned for the rest of the year.
More noise than that. It's my second week and I'm loving it here. This feels at home. Of course, my name is Pastor Alex, also known as Bread, and I lead the Limitless movement alongside a few of my people that are around at many different various churches across the nation. And we love music. We love raising leaders within the music space and searching out unidentified leaders across the world. So, without further ado, this is my song called Money for War, because what's money for? Money's for war. Let's go. Turn me up, please. Yeah. I need you to listen to the words very carefully, you know. I start charging for this. Yeah. Yo, I don't make money to stun, I make money for war. And for this cause, you know I put my knees to the floor. And they never let us in, so now we're banging the door. And we only brought the law because my people are poor. No, you can't free the world unless you free yourself. Mandela spent 27 years in jail. Yeah, I bought so much people that had pain for a sale. When I asked for the cost, yeah, the price was myself. I'm the light of the world. If I don't rise, who will? I'm from a place where niggas die over 2 bills. I sacrificed my whole life for this stuff. One price, one love, one seed, one enough. Compassion, I'm active, I bring it, they spoke. My life, I gave it, I paid it, they won't. And I'm pissed, can't have a young boy got a sentence, I'm hungry, I'm feeling like PT and Peckham. I ain't a rapper, I'm a prophet, close your eyes. Everyone that came before me with a message was despised. Who would have thought when I die that I'll birth another life? I'm starving on my plate, was the tears from my eyes. When I die, bury me in the sky. I live in heaven, I gave so my people could try. I know I'm a legend. Now we push boundaries, use cash murders, cut it too rowdy, end up in Feltham, Chelmsford, Aylesbury. Days I was thinking how I could change the world from Brixton. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. I gave them bread, but they never even gave me crumbs. That's money for war. That's a whole lot of pain, that's a whole lot of passion. That's a whole lot of pain and passion. Right there, that's money for war. Thank you all, myself, Big Bread, Pastor Alex. Thank you, ENG, for having me again.
So it was an amazing performance from Pastor Alex. A round of applause again. Amazing. So my name is Sarah. I'm 22, and I'm going to share with you how I came into ENG and why I stayed. So before coming to ENG, I was in random churches, but I never found my place. I just felt like another followers of the pastors, and I didn't really like it. And one day I met Claudette in the underground, just randomly, and we started talking, and she invited me to one of the events. So at first I was confused because I was like, it doesn't look like a normal church. First of all, it was not in a church. And then they start saying pastor this, pastor that. I was confused. But I liked the energy, and more I was coming, more I was realizing that the matches what I was searching for since forever in the church. And even deeper than that in the family, because the way I grew up, I didn't really grow up in a really good family structure. So when they say we are a family, at first I was a bit not really confident in this because I don't really believe in it. But then I felt that I was acknowledged as for who I am, people coming to me, trying to know me, and when I was saying what I like and stuff, they say, oh, we have this for you, or we have this for you, so giving me opportunity to express myself as a person. I never had this in my whole life, even at school. So I'm really happy that I met them, and that's why I've stayed. Then concerning... yeah, I really take this as a blessing, because it's not... In my life, when I feel lost, God always show me something that keep me at the surface, and that's what ENG was one of it. So the first time I saw PT, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this pastor is weird. That's not, that's a bit like all the luxury thing. I was a bit confused, but then one day I was doing the church tour before the 11/11 events, and something told me to come at one of them. It was for Lover and Inspires. And I don't know what, that day, the word he was saying, the energy he put in his word, the conviction he has in it, it really touches me. And I started seeing him differently. And now I can see that he's a real person. He's not someone that tried to use people or their weakness. He's a real person, and that's rare, because even in normal church, sometimes people take advantage of your weakness, and it can be dangerous. But with PT, I found a leader, and I found someone that believes in himself and in you too. So there is one scripture that I want to share with you that really helped me in in my life in general. So it's Romans 8:18. Faye's gonna read it for us.
Romans 8:18 in the NIV. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us.
Yeah, so this scripture is what really kept me going in all my life, because even if bad stuff happened to me, I was always like, I want to see what happens tomorrow. I want to see what happens tomorrow. And one day I found these scriptures, and he really talked to me, because every time I was down, I was like, no, okay, today is not okay, but let's see another day. Because sometimes you don't want to see another day. But there is this voice in me that was telling me that you have to continue. I did not brought you until here for you to just give up because something happened. As hard as it is, and for everyone we might have going through stuff, there is a reason why you are here and why God put you until there, and you have to keep fighting no matter what. Thank you.
What's your worst client experience?
This lady proceeded to cast spells on us. Hello, hi, welcome to the Beauty Pod. I'm Jessica.
I'm Madeline. And I'm Basola, but people call me Coco.
And we are this week's hosts. I want to know, what's your worst client experience?
This lady proceeded to cast spells on us.
Like, have you heard of Juju?
Like Judge.
Black magic. I hid a knife by the front door, a knife in the sofa, and my little cousin had one. I think people like clout more than they like crack.
Every single thing that the client was saying, it was a lie.
There's no excuse.
And asked her to speak for
because the thing is, you weren't shy when you were giving Vim on the video.
They're hotboxing the room. I became a referee because the hairstylist and her best friend decided to fight over the boyfriend. I don't mind getting involved in a little convo between my clients and their friends. You know me, I'm just
but
gonna
you know
talk
you
to
like
my friends. I love that.
Evening all. Guys, give me a bit more energy than that. Come on. Good evening all. Evening all, I'm Pastor Hannah, and today I'll be hosting the business segment. Now, we know the business segment has been running for a few weeks, and really what this segment is really an opportunity for not only us to highlight some of the key businesses within the ENG family or the ENG community, but also for a lot of the business to also pitch their ideas, which I don't think a lot of us have ever been able to get the opportunity to do within our communities. So what you're able to do with this segment is you pitch your business ideas, and also we are working towards our main service in March. Give it a round of applause, which will be, and what this service will be our business service, and we're actually giving away £1,000 from the TMC team at this service. So how this segment will run, each business will come up to pitch for about 2 minutes, and then they will be asked some fire questions. So it's kind of like the hot seat, but just for the businesses. So the first business I'm gonna call up is Frankie. Give him a round of applause. Hello, Frankie. How are you? I know you've already introduced yourself on the hot seat, but just give everyone a little introduction into what you do, your name, and what your business is in just a bit more detail than you did before.
I'm Frank. I'm 18. I work full time. I do YouTube editing, and yeah.
That's great. So now I'm just gonna ask him a couple questions just about your business, just so we can get a bit more insight into what you actually do. So I know you do YouTube, but is there a specific niche that you're actually reaching out for, or is it just do you just do content for everything?
I do YouTube to show I think people are scared to there's people who want to do content, but they're scared they're gonna be judged. But I think people don't realize that is the point. Like when you meet people, you're gonna get judged. Every stranger, every person you meet, like you go in the store, you buy something, they're gonna have an opinion on you. Everyone has an opinion on you. So yeah,
that's key. Give them a round of applause, guys. Guys, you need to really engage today. So where do you actually see your business within 5 years? That's a huge question.
That is hopefully, I don't know really. That is a hard question. Hopefully people recognize me and see what I'm trying to do. And that is to inspire others as well. So yeah, that's how I see myself.
Great. So what actually inspired you to start your business, so to actually start up your YouTube channel?
My thoughts pretty much, because there's things which come across my head where I bounce to it, then bounce back, I step in, step out. But yeah, to be honest, I just went for it, pretty much.
That's key. And my last question to you would be, and this is, you probably need a second to think, but if you were given £10,000 today from if you were given £10,000 today from ENG, what would you do with the money?
Oh, good question. Maybe because I edit on my phone.
I wanna dance by water beneath the Mexican sky. When I met you in the summer, you better dance, 'cause I give you all
keep you off my mind. So please don't blame it on tonight. Don't blame it on me.
Okay, give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, Frankie, for joining us today. Thank you. So the next business I'm going to call up to the front, which is a very familiar face within the ENG community. Emmanuel, if you would have your seat. Give him a round of applause. There you go. He brought his camera up. Okay, Emmanuel, so just what you're going to do, you're just going to introduce yourself. You're going to speak about your business and what are really the plans, the short-term plans that you've currently got for your business as well.
Okay. First of all, I want to greeting all the leaders present in the room. My name is Emmanuel. I'm a French young photographer based in London. And I'm working with one of the best institutions, ENG.
So, Emmanuel, what actually inspired you to start photography and just get into like the media industry?
To be honest, I was already doing media before in France, but it was like average people, like a random guy. Since I come in UK and I meet Pastor Nikki, it started to be like really greatness and work in the ENG, go for different platforms, different door. And I don't think if I didn't meet her before, I will not achieve what I do at the moment.
That's great. And one question I will ask you as well, just because you are very young, is business difficult as a young person? I think more within your space, within media, I think we're usually used to, especially outside, we're usually used to seeing uncles at like parties doing photography. You don't really see people as young as yourself within the media space. So would you say being in the media space is quite difficult, or actually creating a business out of being in the media space is difficult?
Age is just a number, and also I think like doing the media is something everyone can do, and since I decided to do that, like I feel myself inside. I feel I can progress. I feel I can make something different because I'm not the only guy we do that, but I'm the only guy we do with the patient and with the leader. We help me to achieve what I want to achieve.
That's very true. So where would you see yourself and your business within 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I hope to work more with the Shepherd to accomplish a lot of podcasts, a lot of big projects like the beauty podcast you see, and the Fashion Forward. I'll participate with them. And yeah, make a lot of money for the ENG and for the family.
That's great. And my last question, which will be the same question I asked Frankie, if ENG was to give you £10,000 today, what would you do with the £10,000?
20% for myself first, and all of the rest in equipment and learn more.
Go on.
How to learn more, and yeah, all the rest, like try to achieve more because money is just an asset. You need money to make more money. You don't need money to finish money.
That is great. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for joining the business segment today. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for joining the business segment today. That is all we have for you for this week. But honestly, guys, towards next week and the oncoming weeks as well, if you know anyone that does have a business or you yourself has a business and you're in the room today, just speak to one of the leaders after service and you'll be able to pitch your business next week also. So thank you, guys. I've been Pastor Hannah, and this is the end of the business segment.
Yeah.
The breeze stops blowing. The sun just leaves the sky. So face the world now, or cry. Face the world now. So face the world now, or cry. Face the world now.
Good evening, ENG. My name is Pastor Leah, And we are ENG Music Nation. We're going to go into a time of worship, so please do stand. If you know the songs and sing along with us, that would be really good. And yeah, just enjoy. Oh, you were near, though I was distant. Disillusion, I was lost and insecure. Still mercy fought for my attention. You were waiting at the door. Then I let you in. Oh, oh, trading your life for my offenses, for my redemption, you carried all the blame, breaking the curse of our condition. Oh, perfection took our place. Yeah, trading your life for my offenses, for my redemption. You carried all, breaking the curse of our condition. Oh, perfection took our place. Yeah, when only love could make a way. You gave your life. You gave your life in a beautiful exchange. Oh, when only love could break these chains. Yeah, you gave your life. You gave your life in a beautiful exchange. We sing, holy are you, God. Holy are you, God. Holy is your name. Holy is your name. With everything I've got, yeah, my heart will sing. How I love you. We cry, holy are you, God. Holy are you, God. And holy is your name.
glorify your name.
Forever anthem your acclaim.
Forever anthem your acclaim.
Lord, I will sing your praise.
Lord, I will sing your praise.
I will praise you.
I will praise you.
In the promise and
In the promise and the praise.
for as long as life remains.
For as long as life remains.
Still I will sing your praise.
Still I will sing your praise.
I will praise you.
I will praise you.
Live to glorify
Live
your
to glorify
name.
your name.
Forever anthem your acclaim.
Forever anthem your acclaim.
Lord, I will sing your praise.
Lord, I will sing
your
your praise.
I will praise you.
I will praise you.
In the promise and
In the promise and the
for as
praise.
long as life remains.
For as long as life remains. Still I will sing your praise.
Thank you. ENG, are we in the building? ENG, are we in the building? You may be seated. I'm still just testing the sound. I'm sure you guys are gonna give me better than that. ENG? No, because if you want to make money in 2025, I need to be sure that you're alive. So if you're someone that's gonna make money this year in 2025, let me hear you say ENG. Okay, maybe some of you might make money. Let me quickly go through the greetings. What an inspiring service it has been so far. Of course, right from the hot seat, of course, where we heard from Khalifa, well, kind of heard from Khalifa. Okay, now you've got energy. Now you've got energy. The guy's now sat in the chair, now he's speaking. But of course, it was inspiring to see Khalifa speaking. Then, of course, we had Frank, very inspiring. And then, of course, we had an inspiring story by Sarah, which deserves a round of applause. You know, I think Sarah is a born preacher. That's someone that I know that's ready to preach any given moment, and that is inspiring. You do inspire us all. Your growth is very inspiring, and just seeing you here articulating yourself is very inspiring. I look forward to see what you can become in this family. And then, of course, we had the business pitches, the TMC business pitches, hosted by Pastor Hannah. Of course, we heard from Frank again. Really inspiring to hear from him. His own twist on YouTube and how he's going to revolutionize the content creating world. You know, there is a Mr. Beast in America, but in the United Kingdom, there is a Frank Not Frankie. And then, of course, the amazing and the incredible Emmanuel. So that £10,000 that you were saying, that 20% you're gonna put to personal use. I believe personal use means seed. Pastor Daniel said no, it's for him. Okay, that's fine. So that means we'll just give you 8,000 and we'll remove the 2. So that's what we'll do with Emmanuel, but we'll just remove it since you need 8K for equipment. The other 2, you will have to find faith for it, isn't it? So that was inspiring hearing from Emmanuel. And once again, just seeing his growth is inspiring. You know, from just taking pictures. I think now Emmanuel takes pictures for the most powerful person in the United Kingdom. Of course, that's PT. So my question would be, is, who else are you going to take pictures? Like, where do you go from there? But you will find some low-level guys that you take pictures for, and it will be inspiring. You know, Jay-Z, Kanye West, Central C. I shouldn't say that. That's Ravi's guy, isn't it? But yeah, it's once again very, very inspiring. And once again, I look forward to seeing the kind of photographer that you will become. And this is maybe me going ahead of myself, which I won't do actually. Let me just do the greetings, since the greetings have not been established. Of course, I greet everyone in the room. Of course, I greet the ENG leadership team, Pastor Alex, leader of the second, and I greet you. Of course, head of strategy for design and creativity, Pastor Daniel Wahedu, I greet you. Of course, Pastor Genevieve, the guild. Of course, our leader of the elite family, Pastor Nikki, I greet you. And then, of course, Pastor Obi, assistant senior pastor. Pastor Sam, senior pastor. Our assistant head of global strategy, and our mother in the house, Pastor Lucy. And then, of course, our head of global strategy and our father, PT. You know, I think what I'll do, I'll start off by just sharing a little bit about myself today. Since it's a time of reflection, I thought it's only right that I maybe speak a little bit about myself, my own journey. And I'll try to do it as quick as possible because I know I'm pressed for time. Like many of the people in this building, you know, I was a failed Project Mbappe. Thank God, of course, because I'm here now. But of course, I wanted to be a footballer. When I grew up, or when I was growing up as a young individual, and I think Pastor Sam actually spoke heavily on social constructs and how social constructs work. And I believe Pastor Faith will read that for me. Matter of fact, if you just read it now, just so it's there and everyone understands. I'll start from there. If you just read it, it's fine. They'll hear you.
Or categories that only exist because people within a society collectively agree to perceive them as real. These constructs shape our everyday lives, influencing our behavior, relationships, and institutions.
Okay, so and it's important for that to be read because you will understand why I thought the way that I thought growing up. And I'm pretty sure it's the same reason that everyone in this room thinks the way that they think today. So when I was younger, based on my social constructs, based on my environment and the area that I grew up in, my own perception of success was a footballer. You know, the heroes in essence of our community were actually footballers. So the height of achieving or being successful as a young individual for me was to become a professional footballer. So that's what I strive for, not because that's what I was born to be, not because that was my main interest. It was made my main interest because of the environment that I came up in. I don't know, maybe you're like me and you didn't come from a very wealthy family. Maybe you're like me and you didn't come up from the best upbringing. And my upbringing wasn't the worst either, but it wasn't great. So naturally, what I saw, people like me, the people like me that I saw that were successful were just footballers. So naturally, that's the road that I wanted to go down. So I spent the first part of my life trying to become a professional footballer. And it's funny because I was one of those footballers that naturally I was talented. I know George is looking at me now thinking, oh, this guy. But I would like to say I was naturally talented. So I wasn't someone that trained. So I didn't take football seriously, if that makes sense. But I just knew that those guys got paid a lot of money. That's what success looked like. So naturally, I was just striving for a career in football. Although that there was other things that I actually found interesting. Believe it or not, I actually didn't mind education. I liked politics. I liked finance. Those are the things that interested me. But because of my own upbringing, the people that I saw naturally, I just decided that football is the way forward. And when I then realized that it wasn't going that way, I think by the time I got to 16, 17, I realized that this football thing isn't going to work. So I began to look once again at my social surroundings, and I realized that the next best thing from football is to become a drug dealer. And to be honest, I was actually looking to going into rap, but I believe it or not, but I realized that to be a successful rapper, I needed to commit crime. So that was the dilemma that I had. I said, I can't be rapping because I've not done any crimes yet. I've not sold any drugs. So the rap isn't gonna bang. So believe it or not, of course, Pastor Alex is in the building. So of course, he's a bit shocked. So I decided to actually become a drug dealer, in quote. And of course, those that know me, they'll know the story. I think I lasted 1 day, 2 days, but essentially 1 day. So the day I decided that, okay, from tomorrow, I'm going to actually start my trapping career. That's what I thought I was going to do, and I thought it was going to go very, very well. And of course, in London, you guys have Notting Hill Carnival, right? Of course, in Bedford, we have what we call the Bedford River Festival. And it's supposed to be the PG version of a carnival. So I said, of course, there's going to be lots of people there. I'm going to make a killing, first day. So, of course, you meet the elders, like you would say. And, of course, the elders gave me what they gave me. And, of course, I was, first day, I'm on the strip, as they would call it. And before I've even sold anything, something's just telling me that, no, this thing. So I've actually handed back the drugs to whatever the person. It's funny because it's not for me, but like I said, social construct will make you think that it's what you should be doing. But of course, I still had something on me, and what happened was a member of the public had seen me shaking someone's hand or whatever it is, so they reported me to the police, and of course, I was arrested, searched on the spot, and just my luck, they had the big camera, everything. So you can imagine, like, all my friends were in disbelief because I was a church person. I went to my mom's church, so no one could believe that Tafara, he was playing football. Now he's selling, and he's been arrested like this. Like, is he Pablo Escobar? So of course that happened, and of course I was arrested, and of course no further actions. As you do, I was put on house arrest by my parents. So I wasn't arrested, but my parents arrested me. And then I thought, what else can I do? Like, what's the next thing to do? And believe it or not, my sister's boyfriend was an engineer. So my parents said engineering is the way forward. And they don't know nothing about engineering. They don't know if it's great. They just know that other young black kids are doing it. So that's what you should be doing now. So I began to do that, and of course I became a civil engineer. I got on an apprenticeship scheme, and I became a civil engineer. I did that for about 2 to 3 years, and once again, not because that I liked it or it was something that I wanted to pursue. It's just what was given to me, what was available. It's just what was because of my environment and where I grew up. It's just what I was able to have access to, and of course, so I did that. But like I mentioned, I was always very interested in finance. So of course I watched Wolf of Wall Street, as you do, and I said, you know what, I want to be like this guy. And of course I didn't have anyone around me that can teach me, so I was learning on YouTube, I was on Instagram looking for mentors and stuff like that. And then I actually came across a young individual's profile picture, Instagram account, and that would be, of course, PK, let me just use PK for argument's sake. And he was a trader, and of course, he was living the life that I wanted to eventually live. He had the flashy cars, he had all of these things. And I just thought, let me message him. And I messaged him. And then, of course, he said, I've got a trading group, and I was traveling to London. And then one of these days, I was just watching his WhatsApp story. And he was at an event like this. So I was asking him, this isn't the trading stuff that you invite me to. Matter of fact, you don't even invite me to this thing. So I just saw the address on the flyer. I just jumped on the train and I came, and of course, it was actually, I think it was like Poets Night. So it was a service just like this. It was a midweek service. I believe it was a Friday. For those that are good with dates and times, maybe it will help me understand what service that was. And I just came to an environment like this. I saw many young people, and of course there was a Pastor Toby preaching. And of course, when you hear a Pastor Toby begin to preach, you know, it's like your whole life stops. And I just decided there, I think for the first time in my life, not because of anything, there was no construct. I'd been to church before. I'd been around people that looked prosperous. I'd been around all of these things, but for the first time in my life, I actually realized that this is where I need to be. For the first time, I actually began to see who I'm supposed to be. That day, Pastor Toby was actually preaching about nation taking. He was actually preaching about a new set of young individuals that will begin to go out and take nations. A group of young individuals that will actually redefine what it is to be young and to be prosperous. That no longer would a young person actually have to go and sell drugs to be prosperous. No longer would a young individual have to go and do fraud to be prosperous. A young woman wouldn't have to actually be somebody's baby mom for security. No, what he was preaching that day, he was preaching what I now preach today. He was preaching the vision. He was preaching the vision of a new uprising of young leaders, young people that actually want to make a change for this community. And as I was sat in there, it just resonated with me that this is actually who I want to be. And for the first time, I realized I actually met, or I saw the Tafara that I was supposed to be. So when I stand here today, I actually, because I'm reflecting, because of a day has passed, let me know, because I don't really celebrate that day. But because, of course, my birthday passed. So I thought it's only right that I actually reflect, and that's what came to me. Of course, I've sent some scriptures to Pastor Faith, but I thought that it's important for me to actually share this and actually begin to speak, because, of course, from that day, like I said, my mind actually began to change. Like a Frank said, that what he does, you know, when he wants to do content, he actually wants to be different. He doesn't want to be the ordinary content creator. But what happens is when you're in a social construct where they tell you that this is the only way that you should do things, everyone normally folds. But what I'm introducing a Frank to is a community where there is a vision and there is a man that preaches difference. You know, Sarah was actually preaching. She was preaching, and she was speaking about, you know, this church isn't a church where people use weakness. And I agree, but I also would like to add that in this house, what we have is a leader that actually takes our weaknesses and he begins to turn that into strength. Because when you look at this room and when you look at this set of young people, we're actually seen as weak. When you look at us here today, or you might actually be in this room today, and you're actually at a point of weakness, you're looking at your life and thinking, why does my life look like this? But what I want to say to you today is that there is actually a vision, there is a man that we follow that actually specializes in taking weak people and turning them into strong people. And that's what this vision does, because as much as I might have been courageous and funny and all of these things, when I was in that building, I was just a weak Tafara. I was just another young black individual that didn't know what they wanted to do. I was another young black man that didn't have a direction. You know, you might just be from Southend, and in Southend you're just another white boy. Let me just use that for argument's sake. But what this social construct is saying is that you're not just another white boy. You're actually an evangelist Reese. And I say evangelist Reese because that's what you are. So when I title today New Heroes, because what happens is there is a construct that the world has created in heroes. So when you actually think of a hero in today's age, you actually think of a Superman. You actually think of a Clark Kent. You think of a Spider-Man. You think of a Batman. Maybe name me some of your favorite superheroes. Iron Man, Hulk, Doctor Strange. Who? Batman, Mbappe, this guy. And I did that on purpose because I actually wanted to prove a point. When I said name some of your favorite heroes, everyone started naming mythical or made up heroes, if that makes sense. Because what Hollywood have done, they've actually sold a construct to us that heroes are just people that you watch in cinemas. But what I want to introduce you to is the new set of heroes that the word is trying to raise. You know, heroes are the people that are sat in this room today. A Sarah is a hero. A Reese is a hero. He's not just a white boy from... sorry for keep on using that, but you forgive me. You're not just a white boy from South End. You are actually a hero in the roller skating community. A Pastor Alex is actually a hero in the music community. You know, and that's what I've came to propose today, that actually what we want to do in ENG is actually redefine what heroes mean. So no longer that a Kaylin will not grow up actually aspiring to be like a Superman. A Kaylin will actually grow up aspiring to be a Pastor George, because a Pastor George was able to actually become a hero in his space. So a Pastor Beverly isn't just someone that's doing stronger. A Pastor Beverly is actually a hero in the fitness space. You know, she's actually someone that does her job and like a Clark Kent, but at night, not at night of course, but when she then goes into her community, she actually becomes a hero. She becomes an inspiration for many young females that face immobility. Was that what you said? Well, yeah, immobility, and what she's now doing with her platform is actually making sure that many more young women can actually be impacted. So if a Pastor Faith can go to my only scripture for the day, and I'll round up from there.
Matthew 18. Matthew 18.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew 18:18.
Yep.
In the NIV. I truly, I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, truly, I tell you that if two of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven.
So the reason I emphasize this scripture, or I'm using this scripture today, because it says if two of you can agree on a matter, it will be done. So do you see the issue with social construct is what's happened is people have agreed. So Pastor Sam was actually using a very good analogy, and he was saying, of course, because of time, I won't ask who's got a £50 note in here. Anyone got a £50 note in here? Casey, you got it? Okay, let me get it. So you know who to speak to. You know who has money in the building. Yeah, you can bring it. So this was the analogy that Pastor Sam was saying. He was saying, this, what is this? Of course, Pastor Alex was with us in the building. That's why he knew what to say. But I'm gonna hold on to this. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. And Pastor Alex is right. It's actually a piece of paper. But what we have done is we have agreed that this piece of paper has a value called £50. But outside of that, it's literally just a piece of paper. But social constructs have allowed us to actually all agree on the matter that this £50 has value. So what we're doing, and I use that to show the analogy of what we're doing in this room today, we're actually saying that we're more valuable than what our community has said that we are. If we can agree and say that we're the new group, we're the new set of heroes that are going to change this generation, the new set of heroes that are actually going to make impact in this community, so long as we agree on that matter, it is so. I believe if a Pastor Faith could reread that scripture and finish it, and I'll begin to round up.
Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, truly I tell you, if two of you on earth agree about anything they ask for, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. Then Peter came to Yehoshua.
So what are these meetings? These meetings are simply agreement meetings. Every single Monday when we meet here, we're just agreeing on the new vision that has been set for us. The vision of a young, prosperous generation of young people, a new generation of world takers. That's what we're doing every single Monday when we meet here. We're simply agreeing on that matter. When we're saying, let's win souls, let's make sure that there's souls and seed. What we're doing is we're agreeing with what the vision has been set for us. So every single Monday, what we're meeting on, we're just agreeing and reaffirming what we have all decided to be. So no longer will we actually look at Superman and these mythical inventions. We're actually going to invent a Reese. A Reese will become somebody that many young people will aspire to be. A Hanad will actually be someone many people will aspire to be. Because why? Because he's agreed with the vision that has been given him. You know, it says faith actually comes from hearing. So of course, the more you hear this word, the more you hear this vision, the more your faith is actually given to you, the more faith that you have to do. Because like I always mention, faith is actually a commodity that you use to accomplish. You know, faith isn't just something that you're believing. It's actually a commodity that you use. Faith is what we use to actually achieve all the things that we want to do. So if someone is going to be successful, you know, what is it or what are you going to use to make sure that you achieve everything that you're trying to achieve? It's going to be faith. And of course, that faith comes from hearing. And that's what we do on a Monday. Or when a Pastor S. Rose comes online, whenever he comes online, or when a Pastor George comes on, or a Pat comes on, it's actually hearing the word, because it's from hearing that word that more faith will be given to you. More faith to do will be allotted to you. And of course, as I begin to round up, of course, and hand over to whoever's going to close, I know we're stretched for time. That's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to stir up everyone in this room and actually show them the potential that lies within you. Because what the media has done, or what the constructs have done, is they've actually made you believe that you're not a hero, and it's only people on TV. But what we're saying is that as for this gathering, as for this building, we're actually saying that we are the new heroes, and we are going to actually begin to go out into our communities using our various businesses, our various communities to actually change the lives of others. Because we don't do these things just for personal gratification. We understand that there is a generation of people that still need to hear this word. There is still another Tafara out there that might just be about to start selling drugs and doesn't know what he should be doing. But what it's going to take you and I going out and evangelizing and making sure that people are here. So when we're saying that everyone should have 5 people here, or everyone should invite people, we're just saying that people should be invited so they can begin to discover who they're supposed to be. Because there is a generation that is being led astray. And of course, the previous church, they just decided that they was going to lock themselves up in buildings and pray. But what we're saying is we're actually going to take this fight to the streets and make sure that everyone that needs to be saved is saved. And that's the responsibility that we have, and that's what I'm charging everyone in this room. As we head into next week, of course, we want to see this room filled up. We're still on a campaign to 100 people. And we want to see 100 people in this room by next week, and I believe next week is going to be a cypher. I thought you'd make a bit more noise than that. It's going to be a cypher, open mic, of course, in partnership with Limitless. Of course, in partnership with Rap Nation, which is LJ. So we'll be seeing him back here. So what you have to do for next week is actually tell a rapper, tell a musician to actually make their way here for next week, Monday, so they can showcase their skill and their talent. Because like I mentioned, we're not a church that just prays and doesn't do anything about the problems in our community. We're actually saying that we're going to provide platform, because we are the light. You know, we're a light, and we're actually the people where people can actually come and find out who they're really supposed to be. So of course, I've been Pastor Tafara. I hope you've been blessed by this word today. Of course, I'll hand over to Pastor George to close. Thank you.
ENG, let's make some noise. Let's make some noise for a powerful service. Sir, this £50 note, are you gonna return it back or? But yeah, what a powerful time we've had, guys. One more round of applause. My job is very simple, just to close us, and on that note, I think the flyer caught my eye throughout the whole day and the whole service, titled New Heroes. And I love the fact how Pastor Tafara touched on the superhero analogy and how every single one of us are superheroes. But what the word comes to do is actually empower that superhero nature in us. And if you look at actually how superheroes are, they're actually ordinary men. If you see a Superman, a Spider-Man, and everything. I know it's bringing you back to when life was easy before bills came and you had things to pay for. But that was actually, when I think back on that, when you see a Spider-Man, he was actually he would be in the office, and then once 5 o'clock is done and he hits the alleyway, puts his costume on, and he does his real work. So when you see Christ, he may have been referenced as coming from a carpenter's family, but you never actually see scripture say that, and he went to attend to a client. You just see that he went from city to city preaching the word. And this is what we're doing in East London and West London, across London. So wherever you are, the word's actually there to make you a superhero. On that note, I believe we have a special announcement or gift for a special person. We did celebrate him briefly yesterday. I see him blushing at the front, and he's got his trim ready, everything. But yeah, I'm going to pass Hannah and Pastor Claudette, which will do the announcements for a happy birthday for Pastor Tafara. So let's just all start singing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey. Happy
Okay, guys, we're gonna sing. We are gonna sing again. I don't think that was a very fair song. We are gonna sing one more time, but really, we're just really appreciating Pastor Tafara for really the last year of ENG. I know a lot of the churches started within 6 months, but we've actually been running for almost a year now, and we actually started in Wembley. And it was really through Pastor Tafara's consistency and his resilience, actually, within the first few months. I know there was times we were even speaking about it yesterday in our speeches, that there was days there might have only been 1 or 2 people in attendance, but he just kept on pushing, and that's really what has brought an ENG here today. So really, we're just here to appreciate you and for your resilience and your consistency over the year and over the last few years as well within the family as well. So we are going to sing again, guys. Can I have you all up on your feet? Thank you. So 1, 2, I'm not going to sing, but 1, 2, 3, go. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Life. Celebrate life.
Obviously, head of ENG, Pastor Tafara, this one's for you. If you know the words, sing with me now. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, I'm your friend.